What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another daily Manchester City transfer update. Before I do crack on with this video, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, do subscribe to my channel. It is free to subscribe. Remember, I'm going to be keeping you guys up to date every single day with all the latest Manchester City transfer news this summer on YouTube. It is free to subscribe. Also, don't forget social media links there in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorship for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. 300 likes is the aim. Do let me know your thoughts as well, guys, in the comments below. And finally, I want to say a big thank you to today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by Sofascore. Remember, Sofascore are going to be keeping you guys up to date with all the latest scores from around the grounds as we head into the European Championships and the Copa America, and of course further afield heading towards the 2024-2025 season. They're also going to keep you guys up to date with all the latest scores from all the other sports that you all love to follow, all in one place, all in one app. It is free to download, so do go and check it out. Links and details there in the description. Anyone that does download the Sofascore app using my link does help to support the future content created here on my channel. I'd say a big thank you to everybody that has done so already. Would be much appreciated for anybody to go and check out. As I said, it is free and also very highly rated. So we're going to crack on with this video. We've got no contract news to speak about today. Very quiet in the ins as well. You may be wondering, why has it been so quiet through June with the transfers? And there's a couple of different reasons. Firstly, PSR is the big one, because no teams can really do much business until we get to July 1st, when you get the ticking over from the 2024 to 2025 season from the 2023-2024 season. And also you've got big European competitions going on with the European Championships, and in South America you've got the Copa America also taking place as well. So when you're after the biggest and best players from the world, they're already on international duty or they're already on holiday, so it's complicated. Anyway, moving on, we've got the outs to speak about. We've got a couple of players to speak about, and both very interesting. Both may well potentially not be outs, and both recent signings for Manchester City. So the first, Claudio Echeverri, very latest on him now. Uriel Iugt over in Argentina, I'm sure that's how you say his name, by the way, has said that due to Girona and Manchester City both qualifying for the UEFA Champions League, it is now thought that when Claudio Echeverri comes to Manchester City in January of 2025, if he is to be loaned, it will not be to Girona. It was first thought that Manchester City would want to send him on loan to Girona. However, looking like that isn't going to be the case with both Man City and Girona in the Champions League. I don't know what it means if either of the teams should exit out of the competition before January. We'll have to wait and see as to whether that loan deal could potentially still happen. But as of right now, isn't going to be happening. And to be honest, I've been looking at Man City's depth. I'd like to see Claudio Echeverri used around the Manchester City first team squad, give him some experience with the City players, allow him to try and embed and learn a little bit more English, allow him to settle into Manchester, into life in England as well, allow him to just get settled. It's a good handy 6 months, which I thought worked really well when it came to Maximo Perrone, and I think that could be the case here with Claudio Echeverri as well. Remember, City brought him in from River Plate in Argentina, and he's going to be spending the whole of 2024 on loan with them, so we'll be keeping my eyes on his development. Now, the other player, of course, that City have signed so far this summer is Savio. We brought him in from Stade over in France, of course, part of the City football group. He spent the whole of last season on loan with Girona. Seems to be a bit of a misconception out there. He is an Stade player rather than a Girona player who's just spent the season on loan with Girona. You would think that they would have signed Savio rather than Manchester City, but the big benefit that City have with the City football group is we can keep an eye on all players' development, and if any players do take our fancy, then of course Manchester City will want to bring them in, as Man City are seen as the biggest, most successful club in the City football group, which very much is the case in Manchester City. They have paid market value, by the way, for Savio, for people that have been getting their knickers in a twist about this transfer anyway. So it was thought that, again, he was going to be loaned out by Manchester City. Girona were interested. Don't think that is going to happen, that loan deal. Man City and Girona just don't seem very sure about the rules and regulations, so I don't think either team wants to dip their toes in that water. So with that being said, Savio may make sense for Man City to send him out on loan somewhere else. And the other thing that Man Man City are contemplating is keeping him around the first team squad. Now, it has been reported over in Brazil by Premier League Brazil, who have said that Savio's camp are currently doing everything they can to keep Savio at Manchester City next season. They have said that the plan is for him to head on pre-season in the United States with Manchester City, and then after that, they're not too sure what is going to happen. Now, it was first being reported a few weeks ago that if Savio ended up going on pre-season with Manchester City, that he was going to spend the season with Manchester City. So apparently a lot does depend on what Man City want to do in the transfer market. We don't know what has been said at Man City's club meeting over in Abu Dhabi last week, when Pep Guardiola and Chiqui and the chief bosses at Manchester City all flew out to go and meet with Khaldoon Al-Mubarak, Manchester City's chairman, and of course Sheikh Mansour, Manchester City's owner as well. But they will have spoken about players they want to bring in, and it is a little bit unclear right now as to whether Man City want to sign an attacking winger or not. We have seen Michael Olise of Crystal Palace, of course, being linked, but if we're going to use Savio for the season, then we could, we'd want to go and use that money to address other issues in our squad. Issues like Rodri saying he's very tired. We want Calvin Phillips to leave, and we've just not got them options in midfield to enable us to rotate successfully with Rodri, and I think that has to be priority number one for Manchester City. Even if it means we don't sign any other player this summer, that has to be the priority in enabling Manchester City to be able to rotate Rodri, because it could lead to serious complications in the future. And Spain have already said that him being really tired is a very big concern for them. So City have to manage that, and the way they can manage that is through easing congestion on their squad in Rodri's position. And to me, that means we have to spend a premium, spend a little bit more. You can save money elsewhere in the squad, like Michael Olise doesn't sign and you use Savio instead. We have got wingers, great wingers, Jack Grealish, Phil Foden, Bernardo Silva, Jeremy Doku, Kevin De Bruyne, all can play out wide for Manchester City, so we do have the options. Put them in with Savio as well. I think that's more than enough for Man City to compete in all competitions throughout the season. However, midfield does become a little bit of an issue, so if it was up to me, I would have Savio spend the season with Manchester City, see how he does, and move from there. Apparently Savio's keen to learn from Pep Guardiola, is aware that this could be his one and only season with Pep. He wants to utilise that, so he wants to stay with Manchester City. His camp are doing everything they can to keep him with Manchester City. Man City, at the moment, being a little bit slow, don't know what they want to do, and to be honest, they need to start making their minds up before it ends up being too late, and we end up, if we want to bring players in, missing out because they've gone to other teams, or Manchester City just choose not to act and don't bring in players, but are still happy to let players go. So interesting part of the window. City do need to be careful. I'd love to know what you guys would do when it comes to Claudio Echeverri and Savio. Do let me know in the comments below. Also, don't forget as well to leave a thumbs up. 300 likes is the aim. Do subscribe if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Social media links, they're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. And finally, wanted to say a big thank you to today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by Sofascore. And I'll see you all again real soon for the next Manchester City video, religiously tomorrow with the next daily Manchester City transfer update. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.